If it could be with only you. Hey girl, hey. I'm tired today. I'm tired. I'm sore. Just came from the gym and the grocery store. I got some Red Rock ginger ale. Made a little piece of some watermelon. Hey girl, hey. Hey boy, hey. It's kind of sweet. Hey girl, hey. What's up, Lisa? Donald, Miss Terry. Hey boy, hey. It is good. It's sweet. That first one wasn't sweet, but this one is. It's juicy. I have a cousin that doesn't like watermelon. I'm like, girl, what's wrong with you? I just needed a little piece of watermelon because I just came from the gym, so I'm weak. I'm shaking. I'm about to make me a smoothie. Then I'm gonna eat something. We're talking about Red Rock ginger ale. Hey, Bobby. I always eat clean, Bobby. Even when I used to eat the meat. But we're not going to talk about not eating the meat. Shh. When I tell you I called SunTrust today and let them have it. SunTrust Bank. I really was unjustified, though. I had to apologize because I was wrong. You know, it takes a mature person to be able to admit when you're wrong. Amen? See, some of y'all, some nasty bitches. Neffy's a nasty bitch. Some of y'all, even when you know you're wrong, you're not going to admit when you're wrong. Okay, so this is what happened. I had put a... Hey, Tina Marsh. Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I'm CraigTheWriterStewart. And this is the Facebook Live version of So Much to Say. These are my thoughts in my voice on black shit, white shit, gay shit, and everything in between. Yes, it's important to be able to say, it's called maturity. You got to be able to say, you know what, I was wrong. I'm sorry. So I'm minding my business. I was just waking up. And I got this email from SunTrust Bank. I'm going to let y'all watch me make the smoothie, too. Even if you still want to eat the meat. So, at the beginning of this month, I had deposited a money order from one of you, from Kiat. He has sent me a money order for his books. He has said the way his account is set up, he couldn't do the Cash App. So I said, go ahead and send me a money order. So the money order came. And I go to the ATM. Not ATM machine, ATM. You know the M in ATM, it stands for machine. So you don't have to say it twice. That's redundant. So I went to the ATM. Deposited it. And I kept checking my account like, where's this deposit? Because I do mobile deposits from my phone. But you know, sometimes money orders won't read like a check. So I had to physically take this one to the ATM. So I put that girl in the ATM. And I kept checking my account. No $56 money order appearing in my account at all. So I called SunTrust and was like, look at here. I just made a deposit for $56 in the form of a money order. And whenever I deposited a check or money order, something like that, I always get them to print out the receipt with the image of the check on the receipt, just in case there's some shit, right? So I called and filed a claim. I said, listen, I never saw my money hit the account. She said, yeah, I don't see it either. She said, so I'm going to go ahead and give you a provisional credit. You can e-deposit a money order. It depends on which one. You know how they have different companies that print money orders? Some of them will read, some of them will not. This particular one did not read. So she said, I'm going to give you a provisional credit for $56. This is not purified water. I don't drink. Oh, yes, it is, too. Look at that. I didn't know this was purified. I don't usually buy purified. Sorry. Well, I got it now. So anyway, she gave me the provisional credit. Hold on, sorry. She gave me the provisional credit for $56. She said, we're going to go ahead and do an investigation. What you can do is go ahead and Kenyatta. So she said, we're going to do an investigation. We gave you the $56 credit. She said, so, you know, we'll do the investigation. If it comes back that, hey, T. Edwards, she said, if it comes back through the investigation that we can't find it or whatever, then we'll pull the money back. She said, but we'll send you an email, let you know. Well, baby, this morning, I'm waking up, wiping my eyes and shit. And I'm looking through my emails and shit. Here come an email from SunTrust talking about, yes, we did the investigation. We don't see no money order for $56. That's what I was looking for, was Fiji Water Central, but Fiji wasn't on sale today, so I left Fiji on the counter. So it was like, we did the investigation. We're going to, on May 3rd, we're going to pull that $56 from your account. I'm like, not before, the day before my birthday, you're not. So they were like, we're going to go ahead and pull that. I said, let me get them on the line. So I called them up. I'm sore. I did legs. So if I'm bending over like that, it's because I did my legs at the gym. Okay? Some of y'all nasty. These things right here, what y'all know about these? You sprinkle these on your laundry? Excuse me. I love these. That's the laundry room. I bought some more cashew milk. So I called them up and I'm like, and I'm ready to pounce on them, right? But you know, I don't believe in getting nasty with people. I don't believe in getting nasty with people, especially when when they work in customer service, they dealing with your food and stuff. Those of you that ordered books, you'll have them tomorrow. There's my receipt, my tracking numbers. Don't be trying to act like you didn't get your books, because I got tracking numbers. You should have your books tomorrow. If you're going to be ordering books tonight, they'll go out tomorrow. Oh, Jesus Christ. So I'm calling. I'm like, hi, yes. I just received an email from you guys, and it was basically saying that you're going to debit my account for $56 because you did this investigation, blah, 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 blah. I went through that whole thing, right? So the guy was like, yeah, sir, there's nothing we can really do about that because, you know, we did the investigation and we don't find record of a money order being deposited. Yeah, well, and I done tore the whole kitchen up looking for the receipt, knowing I threw the shit away the other day. Because I figured that was April 5th. That was April 5th. And so I figured I was in the clear. And then here they come sending me an email today talking about they're going to debit my account. So I'm like, listen, miss, I don't have the receipt anymore with the check image on it, but I definitely deposited that check, that money order. I can tell you which branch I was in. I told her the branch. I told her the day that I went. I said, so I've never been to that ATM before. I haven't been since. You got to be able to look it up, be able to see that I was there, that I made the deposit. They went on and on and on. You know what? Let me speak to a supervisor. I need to speak to a supervisor because what you're not going to do is debit my account for $56 for a money order that I put in. Supervisor gets on the phone. I give him the business on the phone because he ain't saying what I want to say, what I want him to say. At this point, I'm walking through the house. All I got on is my panties and my bra. I'm walking through the house, cussing, hands going. Because I'm going to close both of my accounts. I'm closing my savings account, and I'm going to close my business account. I'm taking all my money out like I got millions of dollars. I'm taking all my money out of my account, and then I'm going to go on all of my social media platforms, and I'm going to let them know how y'all do business at SunTrust Bank. Because it is not my fault that one of your agents was negligent and lost my money order when they emptied up that ATM. And you mean to tell me that that's my fault? So I'm running a business here. I am running a business. Sir, I understand that. Sir, I really do understand that. But, now, you know, but this is so unprofessional of you to even tell me that I need to call one of my customers and tell my customer, can you send me a copy of the receipt of the money order? Da-da-da. Oh, I am giving him the business at this point, right? I said, well, what about, I need to do an appeal. I need to do a rebuttal because I don't need you, because I need some time to get in touch with this customer. So meanwhile, I done sent Keop, because it was Keop's money order. Meanwhile, I done sent Keop a message on Facebook. Can you find the receipt for that money order? So I get off the phone with SunTrust. And goodbye. You have a great day too. Hung up, right? Now I'm gonna tell you how. Let me tell you how I operate. I was so mad with him. Because remember, they said they were going to debit the money from my account on May 3rd. I was going to go to the bank today, withdraw all my money, and go open up a new account. You won't get that $56 from me. So Keop then emailed me back. Keop is like, hey, what's up? He said, okay, let me just look for the receipt. I'll let you know if I find it. Meanwhile, the man from SunTrust then called me back. Ring, ring, ring. Hello. Hi, may I speak to CraigTheWriterStewart, please? This is Craig. Attitude all in my throat and stuff still. This is Craig. Hi, Mr. Stewart. He said, I have to let you know that this call may be monitored for training and da-da-da-da since I've called you back. Can you verify the last four of your social security number? Da-da-da. So I gave him that. So he said, okay, and your street address and da-da-da. So I gave him that. So he says, okay, thank you, Mr. Stewart. Thank you for verifying your account. He said, I was just looking at your business account, and the money order was deposited in your business account, not your personal account. Mr. Stewart, on April 5th, the money order was deposited. It was from a Mr. Jones. I said, oh, Keop Jones? Yeah, it's right here, Mr. Stewart, on April 5th. Did you not see it on your or in your account? Well, actually, no, I didn't get to see it because I was on my cell phone and the mobile deposit doesn't allow me to go all the way down to April the 5th. So no, I didn't get to see. I said, so you saying that it's over in my business account? That's where I deposited it? I said, well, why didn't the other agent tell me that? Well, Mr. Stewart, I just happened to go in and then look at your business account to see if it was there. Maybe the other agent didn't think to look there because that's not where you told her to look. And I said, you know what, sir? I said, I'm at fault. I said, it's my fault. I apologize. I didn't say I'm sorry because I don't believe in saying I'm sorry. You don't say you sorry. I said, sir, I apologize. I said, it is my fault. And I do apologize. Forgive me. And he said, no problem, sir. Just go ahead and have he said, you have a great day, please. I said, thank you very much. I certainly will. You too. And again, I apologize. I felt like shit. But I did apologize. Now see, some of y'all would have been like, oh, well, I thought I had put it in. I knew I had put it in one of them accounts, you know, because that don't make no sense. See, some of y'all wouldn't have even apologized. See, some of y'all walking around right now mad with somebody because your ass is stubborn. Oh, nasty bitch. Oh, Neffy's a nasty bitch. But I apologized. I apologize. See, it's very telling. It's very telling when you can't apologize. It speaks volumes. It speaks volumes about you as a person. You have to be able to apologize. You have to be able to admit fault. There's an art to being able to admit when you're wrong. That really when you're thinking about in the spiritual realm, you know how I talk to you guys about things happening in the physical realm, paralleling what's going on in the physical realm. You have to understand that if you're trying to move on in your life, move to the next level in your career, move on to the next level in your business, in your marriage, in your relationship, in your friendships, you have to be able to humble yourself and admit when you're wrong. God can't reward you if you're a nasty bitch. You can't be nasty. See, the fact that I was able to say that to him, I believe in my spirit that Oprah going to find out about these books one day. Amen. You know what? God going to be like, you know what? He has really learned his lesson. He's humble. He admits when he's wrong. You know, okay, we're going to go ahead and move him up. We're going to move him up. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to do that. You got to be able to do that. See, some of y'all ain't going to admit when you're wrong. Some of y'all walking around right now mad with your husband because you don't want to admit that you're wrong. Some of your husbands are walking around here mad because he can't admit that he's wrong. You got to get over that. Some of y'all mad with y'all coworkers because you didn't want to do your damn job. You mad with your coworkers because you got to work with an attitude and didn't feel like working today when you should have just called your ass out and stayed the hell home. See what I'm trying to tell you? And look, I was talking to my mother today. I was talking to Gladys today. And I don't know how this came up. No. I didn't say lower your voice. You got to be able to apologize. She said, I don't apologize. I just lower my voice. You need to be able to say, I apologize. You don't have to say I'm sorry. Because I don't believe in saying I'm sorry. You got to think about the way that you use words. I ain't sorry, but I do apologize. I was talking to my mother today, and I had a smoothie. You know, I start my day with a smoothie, so I got to rinse this out. I got to wash this. So I was talking to my mother today, and I don't know how we got on the subject, but she was like, yeah, because in 50 years, they're saying there's not going to be enough water for the people on Earth. I said, what? She said, yeah. They saying in 50 years, there's not going to be enough water on the earth. Trina, you thought about her today when you rode past the market. So I was like, it's not going to be enough water. in 50 years. She said, yeah, that's what they saying. She said, so I was watching this program, and she said some man invented something called it's called water from air. And like they put some kind of a panel on the person's house, and it converts like the condensation that's in the air into water, and somehow it's connected to your refrigerator or some shit, and you can put some shit, right? So she was like, yeah, because they saying they creating like inventions like that so that they can create water, because there's not going to be enough natural water that the earth creates, you right? You see that tricep? Did you see that tricep flex right there? So she was like, yeah. She said, because I'm wondering, like, what we going to do? She said, well, I ain't going to be around in 50 years. I said, you sure ain't? So I don't even know why you worrying about it. I said, now I, on the other hand, will be 90. Here she go. Yeah, it's vapor. Yes, it's water made from vapor. That's why I say good day thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. So y'all be smart. Y'all smart. Y'all smart. Now, I don't know if Tyler Perry's people smart like y'all are. I don't know if his people smart like y'all. But anyway, so she was like, yeah, well, I won't be around in 50 years. I said, no, you sure won't. I said, but I will be. I said, in fact, I'll be 90. She said, oh, no, you won't. She said, because what are you, 41? She said, your birthday coming up, you'll be 42. I said, right. I said, so I'll be 92. I said, and I plan to still be here. I decided in college that I was going to live to be at least 90. But see, that was before people were living to be, you know, like back then when I was in college, it was like people would live to be 90 and you'd be like, oh, damn. But now people living to 90 and 100, like that ain't nothing now. So I really now anticipate living to be about 98 or 100. As long as I have all of my faculties. I don't want to be hooked up to no machine and all that. You can just let me check out if I got to be hooked up to machine. I don't want to be hooked up to no machine. I want to still be able to walk. I want to still have my mind. I don't want to be incontinent. I want to be able to use the restroom when I need to be able to walk to the restroom and sit down or pee, stand up and pee. Like, I need to have all of my function. That's all I want. And let me tell you something. Y'all heard about Bill Cosby, right? Yes, still writing books. Amen. Y'all heard about Bill Cosby? He got charged with 3 different offenses. Each one of them can carry up to 10 years. Now, they know that man 80 years old. Tell them hello, Lakeisha. That man is 80 years old. Now, I'm not saying that he shouldn't go to jail, because shit, he should have thought about that when he was putting them pills and that Visine and them women's pill and them women's tea and shit and drinks. And I'm not saying allegedly, because his ass was already convicted. Now listen, I loved the Cosby Show and what he did for black culture and television and, you know, with the Cosby Show. Hold on, I gotta get the blender, the base. I love what he did for all of that, but that doesn't make it right. That does not make it right. But listen, he done kirked out in court today. His ass done kirked out. He done told the man, oh, let me turn y'all around so y'all can see what I'm putting in here. The people who eat meat, you can check out for about 10 minutes. Don't even look at what I'm doing right here, because I don't want you to think I'm trying to force you. So those of you that eat meat, I just want to be clear. Okay, so don't look right now. Just go ahead and turn your phone off right now real quick, okay? But you know, I just don't, hold on, let me get my fruit. And my protein powder. See, I use a natural, listen, I'm not married to a specific brand. I don't know about this brand. This is my first time using it. But it's a plant-based protein smoothie. It's all natural. It's dairy-free. 6 grams of fiber. It doesn't have egg and it doesn't have soy. You know, none of that. It has pea protein. So I just found, this is my first time trying it. I just figured out 100% plant-based. I just figured I would try a different one. I have another one up here too. It's a different brand. But, I just feel like it doesn't excuse, just because he's 80, that does not excuse what the fuck he did. It's as simple as that. Now, he didn't spaz out in court. I'm going to use some fresh kale and some fresh spinach. Oh, Jay Ronell, this protein, I bought this at Walmart. The other protein that I use too, the very first plant-based protein that I use is called Vega, V-E-G-A. But I wanted to try a few different ones. I wanted to see which one, if I like different ones. This one is gluten-free, cholesterol-free, lactose-free, omega-3. It has omega-3 in it. And this one is mixed berry. Now this other one that I bought this at, I bought this at Walmart too. Now I don't know the name because I didn't snatched off the tag. But this is organic protein, plant-based, no artificial flavors, colors, sweeteners, gluten-free, cholesterol-free, non-GMO, which is non-genetically modified. And again, it still has the same, I still look at the ingredients to make sure, like I don't want to fool with soy. There's no soy in here. So I tried this one first, but see, this one is vanilla. This one is vanilla flavor. It's on here somewhere. I think I snatched it off, but it's vanilla flavor. Yeah, there it is, French vanilla. But this shit tastes like dirt. This shit tastes like dirt. So no, they haven't charged him yet, but what they're talking about doing is bringing him back to charge him. But they're saying that each fine can carry up, or each charge can carry up to 10 years each. And he was charged with 3 different things, right? So the prosecutor was like, Your Honor, I think we need to go ahead and just sentence him right away. They were like, we need to go ahead and sentence him right away because he's a flight risk. When that prosecutor said that, Bill Cosby said, you asshole. He called him an asshole. And then he said, I'm sick of him. Well, sir, he's doing his job. But Bill Cosby was like, I don't even have a plane. But I remember like 10, 12, 15 years ago, he bought Camille Cosby a plane. So he may not have a plane in his name, but there's definitely a plane. Because he had bought one for her years ago. A private plane. That's how you know you got change, when you got private planes and shit. All right, so this is what I'm doing. All right, so I'm taking a stem of kale. All right. And you rinse it off real good. I usually soak mine like in water. Jay Rennell said I need to turn the camera some more. I usually fill my sink up with some water and I put baking soda in there and I let it soak. But I ain't got time for all that tonight. Like, I'm just gonna rinse it off real good with my hands and brush through it because I need something to eat. Like, I'm hungry. That watermelon did kind of knock the hunger off a little bit, but I need some protein to feed these muscles. You know, when you go to the gym, you gotta have some protein. You should try to drink some protein within 30 minutes of your workout, 30, 40 minutes of your workout. So I'm gonna take that piece of kale, put that in there. And then I'm going to just take, can you see? Let me move this back. I'm going to take this. And then I'm just going to take, oh, remember I told you about your paper towels? Like when I buy the spinach in the bag, you know how it wilts quickly? Well, the way that you prevent it from doing that is you put a paper towel at the bottom of a container, you dump your spinach in there, and then you put a paper towel over the top, and then you store it in your refrigerator. And that keeps it from wilting. Like, I've had this now about a week. Now, you know spinach usually wilts in like 2 or 3 days. But anyway, I just take like a bunch. I drop that in there. Now, I'm not using a whole lot because it's gonna make too much, and I ain't trying to make like too small, but it's probably still gonna end up being like 2, but that's enough. Like if I was making enough for me and somebody else, maybe I would use a little bit more, but that's enough. Because I'm gonna eat too. I'm just trying to, you know, satisfy my little hunger. I'm gonna take some of these baby carrots, and I usually put about 6 or 7 or 8 of them in there. You know, I put some of these in there. And every time I do something different, like I don't make the same thing all the time. If I have cucumbers, I use cucumbers. I might use apples with it. But I always have spinach and kale as my base. One or the other or both, right? So then I buy fresh blueberries and raspberries. Now what I've started doing is putting them right in the freezer. Because these shits they spoil quickly too. So I started putting them straight in the freezer. As soon as I come off from the grocery store, they go in the freezer. And so then what I do is I take a handful of raspberries. I look at them first to make sure they ain't all beat up. I don't like no beat up, bruised ass fruit. It just be looking all mutated and stuff. Like I can't eat it, sorry. Same thing with my bananas. I don't eat bananas like that. So then I just take them, I rinse them off, right? I rinse them off real good with some really hot water that should be burning my hands and stuff or whatever. But I just be trying to rinse it off real good. And then I shake it off, rinse it again, shake it off. And since I'm almost out of raspberries, this is all I had is like a handful. Usually I do a little bit more than that, but that's enough. Then I take blueberries, I do the same thing. Now make sure you look at your blueberries, because sometimes they have the little stem still in it, and you got to pull that out. But I guess if you blended it, it ain't going to really matter, but still. So then I take a handful of blueberries, and these are rock hard, but as soon as you put them under this water, they thaw. Not thaw out, they thaw. Black people love to say thaw out. Thaw them out. It's not thaw out, it's thaw. It's like it's not ATM machine, it's just ATM. You rinse these off real good. Drop them in there. I got some cut up bananas. Usually I have a whole banana, but I'm out of those bananas. But I had some bananas that I had that I froze. Well, Will actually froze these. So I'm going to take some of these bananas. I'm going to put some of these. If you don't like bananas, you don't have to. I also use avocado, but I'm out of avocado. The last ones I made, I had avocado. So I just usually just mix fruits and veggies. And the protein powder is sweet. So then I take a scoop of this. I take a whole scoop. What's up, Lorenzo Patterson? So I take a scoop. You put that in there. It doesn't matter what order you put it in. Now, I like to put my protein in the middle because I don't want it to be down all in the blender. And usually I have green juice, but I'm out of green juice. So I'm going to put water. And water is going to be fine because the protein powder is sweet. You don't need to fill it up. You do not need to fill it up. You just need to get enough water in there so it can liquefy when you start blending it. You just put some water in there. You don't need a whole lot. See where that is? You don't need a whole lot. Just kind of put a little at a time. But I'm going to put some of these bananas in there because the bananas are sweet too. They frozen, so I got to dig some of them out of here. Y'all all quiet. Y'all paying attention and stuff. All right, so then I put some bananas. And however many you want, right? I put some bananas. And if you got one of them little ass ninjas, you might have to blend it down. You might have to blend it down some to make room because those ninjas, they tiny as hell. And then you get some ice. You get a little ice because I like my smoothie nice and thick. You get a little ice. And then you blend this girl up. Oh, the top. I forgot about the top. Hold on. And I do this every morning. This is the first thing I do in the morning when I get up. It's the first thing I do. And it's, like I said, it's not always the same things because sometimes I have celery I put in there. I just mix it up. But you can Google certain ones, different kinds of smoothies. I got strawberries up there in the freezer. Sometimes I'll add that. I ain't feel like doing all that tonight. But the key is to freeze this fruit as soon as you get it and put it up there and just use it frozen. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit will, that fruit will go bad quickly. And then I put mine on ice crush. And then I just kind of let it pulse a little bit. Oh, I do have what they call chia seeds. That's when that old bald head Becky first came into the group. She was correcting me. I could put some chia seeds. I don't feel like being bothered with that right now. Oh. I got flax seeds too, but I don't feel like being bothered with that. Yeah, you can put all that in there. You can put that stuff in there too. And then what I do is when it get like that, I get me a spoon or a spatula. And I just stir it a little bit while it's blending. Don't put the spoon down there too far because it'll catch you. See that? And your protein powder is mixed in there. Stir. And see, I didn't put a lot of water because I don't like mine. I don't like mine to be too loose. And that's it. Now, who said something about a book sale? One book is $20. Two books is $36. $3.54. My Cash App ID is The Writer. The Writer. Come on, get your mug. Ooh, she good. Who is that? Ooh, it's good. Oh, they said, Tina said, Lord, his eyes have not seen the book sale. Who said something about it? Yes, Grindle, I do. Grindle. We're Tiffany and Shakika and all of the people that in here. Bianca, y'all know the Cash App. If I'm not looking, you're supposed to tell the people. You're supposed to tell the people how to do it. Carolyn. Y'all don't need to tell me. Y'all can just, if I'm not looking, just look. Just usher them over to the Cash App. Come on, we got a little left. Come on, who wants some? And it's dark looking like this, but it's actually fruity. It tastes really fruity. The reason why it's dark like that is because of that that spinach, kale, and the blueberry. That's why it looks like that. But no, it's actually good. Grindel, are you getting one book, 2 books, or 3 books? But that's it. Trina just posted it, and a few other people posted it. The Cash App, Amy just posted it. My Cash App is The Writer. So if you're getting 1 book, it's $20. 2 books is $36. 3 books is $54. Here you go. Look at Tiffany talking about, I'm here. I was distracted watching you. Well, shit, if you distracted watching me, you think I'm not distracted sitting here trying to... Shit, well, I look like Martha Stewart up in here. You know, I can't multitask. She act like I'm on a full-on cooking show, like I got a whole production staff in here. Okay, Grindel. So then Cash App me $54. That makes the books $18 each. I cover the shipping, and I'll ship them out to you. But once you send me the Cash App, the money to the Cash App, make sure you inbox me your address so I know where to ship the books. I guess y'all don't want the rest of this this smoothie. So I'm gonna go ahead and handle that. And see, this will give me enough energy until I eat whatever I'm gonna eat. Like if you were coming home and you hadn't made your dinner yet, or you make your little smoothie to knock the hunger off and give your body some nutrients, and then you go ahead and eat whatever you're gonna eat. That's how you do that. Let me explain something to you though. When you juice, this is making a smoothie, but when you juice, because I used to juice as well. Sometimes I will, okay, Grendel, I'll look out for it. Sometimes I will just juice this stuff. Like I'll put this stuff in here, blend it all down, and then I just strain it. Like I won't put ice and all that. I'll just actually strain it. Like I'll get like I blend all of that stuff down, and then I'll just like strain the juice, and I'll just drink the actual juice. If you guys do that, you're supposed to drink those things right away. You're not supposed to, if you're going to juice, or even if you make a smoothie like this, the nutrients are not there. You can, but if you strain in your food, your juice and your veggies and stuff, you're supposed to drink it, or within like 10 minutes of making it, because otherwise the nutrients dissipate. Like my friend Angela, she juices and she makes smoothies, and then she puts hers in the refrigerator and come back and drink it later. I'm like, girl, all of the nutrients are gone. Like you can start to see it separating. Happy birthday, Annette. Happy birthday. Speaking of birthday, it'll ferment if you leave it too long, yes. Speaking of birthday, Tonette sent me a package. And look, she had the nerve to put don't open it until May 4th. She put it on that side, she put it on this side, and she put it on this side. And back here, don't open until May 4th. So I have her package. She said there's some more coming. Bianca, you said you had a package coming, so I'm going to check the P.O. box. Wasn't that sweet of her? That was really sweet of her. I smack and slurp. Now here's the other thing I was going to tell you. Tom Joyner, yeah, she sent it to the P.O. box. Well, Grendel, you can inbox me your email address and then I'll send you the Cash App request if you're not sure how to do it. Tom Joyner announced that he's no longer playing R. Kelly's music anymore. Angela, I'm going to show you the P.O. box. P.O. Box 77161, Atlanta 30357. That's the P.O. box. Now, you guys know, if you've been following me for a while, you know how I feel about this whole R. Kelly thing. one day I set y'all up and was like, where are all the R. Kelly fans in here? And y'all threw your hands up in the air. I'm an R. Kelly fan. Oh, I'm a R. Kelly fan. I got all his stuff. And then I was like, oh, okay, well, you all are complicit. What do you ask? You are supporting a pedophile. A man who takes advantage of black women, young black women. Hey, Odyssey. Yes, I'm in Atlanta. So when you support R. Kelly, you're basically giving him permission to continue having sex with underage women, black women. You're contributing to that. Now, we can fight about it if y'all want. But I said what I said. I went to a concert. A friend of mine had free tickets. This was last summer. And I was so convicted because I was really starting to feel like, you know what, people shouldn't be supporting him. Got to the concert. And when I tell you, the audience was full of black women. And it made me think, it's like, but you know what? We shouldn't be supporting him, especially black women, because look at the way he's mishandling and mistreating young black women. What message are you sending when you support him, when you buy his albums, when you go into his concerts? And y'all let them shows in record numbers. I'm not saying you can't listen to the old music, but I mean, you going out buying his stuff, you running to his concerts. It would be like this Harvey Weinstein thing. It's like giving him a pass. It's like if we wouldn't remove him from his positions, we would continue to support his projects and stuff. It's like what are you saying about what he's doing? Like, you gotta think about it in that way. That bean soup was the business. Do you hear me? Well, as for me and my household, I'm not supporting him no more. Now, when Bill Cosby was brought up on all of those charges, I didn't think it was really appropriate to take off all of his shows. I didn't think it was appropriate to take off reruns of The Cosby Show. I didn't think it was appropriate to take off, like, you know, like, I mean, everything that he had been in. Like, what is that going to serve? You know what I'm saying? Like, that takes away from the lessons and, you know, because, like, the programs that he created, they had nothing to do with what he was charged with. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were very inspiring shows, like shows that encouraged a lot of black folks to go to college, like A Different World. Like, they snatched all his shit off. Tiffany, if you want to step in the name of love, you can step in the name of love. I'm not saying you can't dance to the music. I'm saying when we continue to support, it's like if Chick-fil-A all of a sudden said, oh, here we go. You know how black people used to say back in the day, Tommy Hilfiger said he didn't want black people to wear his clothes. Now, I don't know if he said it or not. I've seen interviews where he said that was an urban myth. He never said that. But if Tommy Hilfiger said, I don't want black folks to wear my clothes, you gonna still go and buy his clothes? It's the same kind of thing. It's like, if you say you're against pedophilia, or if you say that it's wrong for grown-ass men to be having sex, engaged in sex with underage girls, if you say that it's wrong, if it's morally wrong, then you shouldn't be supporting him. Right, LaShayla. Exactly, Kim. It affects all of those people because their royalty checks stopped. But, you know, it's important to think about it in that context. What are you supporting? It's the same way that we say, oh, Patrice, sit down. He ain't got to be convicted, girl. He was charged. 3 different charges. And, girl, all that, there's a preponderance of evidence to show that that man did it. Now, you know. Now, listen, I'm not saying that Tommy Hilfiger said that. That was a rumor. That was a rumor that was going around years ago. I don't know if he said it or not. Patrice Tudor. George Zimmerman wasn't convicted either. That doesn't mean his ass wasn't guilty. Good luck and good night. Bill is guilty. What I'm saying to you is, R. Kelly wasn't convicted of anything, but his ass sure out there messing with them young girls. Y'all know I ride hard for black folks, and I'm always chanting and supporting black folks and rooting for black folks, but I'm not going to support wrong. Wrong is wrong. Separate that shit. I actually didn't think Michael Jackson was guilty. I didn't. Now, I don't know what y'all think, but I just don't think that Michael was guilty. Now, I think Michael might have been a little special. You know, because I don't understand why a grown-ass man running around. Peter Pan syndrome. I don't know why a grown-ass man running around with kids. Because his you know, it was beyond philanthropy and for him. I think that he really wanted to be a kid. He messed out on his childhood, but I don't think that he was messing with them little boys. I really don't. I personally don't. I think they decided that they were going to bring his ass down. They made him a target. Those families that sued him. And I think that that's what happened. But as far as R. Kelly, exactly. Come on, Jason. We can't err on the side of morality. We cannot err on the side of morality because some of y'all want to say, "Oh, well, Woody Allen wasn't convicted." That don't make the shit right. His ass should have been locked the fuck up too. Him, Bill Cosby, Harvey Weinstein. So we can't be like, "Oh, well, we don't want to bring down another black man." That shit is wrong. Because I'm going to tell you like this. If he was drugging one of them women in my family, I would want his ass put in jail. And if R. Kelly was over here having sex with one of my underage nieces, y'all kill me with that shit. I'm done talking about it now, though. Let R. Kelly come put his dick in your put his dick in your daughter, your niece. You know what I'm saying? And you guys know how much I cherish and talk about black women, and no, that shit ain't cool. That shit is not cool. And those of you that are still downloading his music. Go over there and download one of my books. That's what you can spend your money on. Go download my books. You want to spend some money on something. But if you download, I think they took the gun emoji down, Angela. I look for it sometimes too. But if you downloading his music, you buying tickets for his concerts and stuff, just know that you are contributing to Look at Lakeisha. R. Kelly would be missing a dick if he messing with my little girls. Exactly, Tiff. You got to make it plain for him. Let him come fuck your daughter. And then see what you say. That's just like when that whole new birth. That's like when the whole new birth thing happened. Yes, Levi. Go download one of my books. You got money to spend? Go download a book. But that's just like when Eddie Long, when all of that stuff was coming out about him and them young boys. It was like 7 of those young boys that he molested. Yeah, I said it. And some of y'all church zealots wanted to act like that man because he was a man of God and he didn't do that. And ooh, the bishop would. Oh, child, good luck and good night. These pastors and bishops been fucking these little boys in church since the beginning of time, going all the way back to James Cleveland. Fantasy is what people want. Reality is what they need. That was what Lauryn Hill said. Fantasy is what people want. Reality is what they need. And the reason why these pastors and bishops get away with that shit is because y'all don't want to challenge it. Y'all don't want to challenge a man of God because it says in the Bible that you don't challenge a man of God. That's how they get over on y'all. Yeah, James Cleveland. Did y'all know about James Cleveland? Well, let me tell you. I had a friend, operative word. He grew up in the church over there in Winston-Salem. He grew up in church. He was the praise and worship leader over here at Tabernacle, which was another church with a gay pastor. He was married. He was fucking the boys in the church. Good luck. My former friend was the minister of music over at that church. I'm going to come on back around to Eddie Long, Levi. If I forget, remind me, that's where I was trying to get to. I'm about to make a point. And my former friend got upset with me because before I ever wrote a book, I used to write a blog, right? I used to write a blog. And my book was born out of this blog. Like I would tell some of my little stories, like some of the stuff that you read in my books. It would be a blog post. And one of my blog posts, I talked about this pastor at this church where he was a member. This church here called Tabernacle. I ain't going to say the pastor's name, but you can Google it. And so this man was married at the time, and his former wife now has a book out. I can't remember what it's called, but she has a book out now and talking about how when she was married to him, he was fucking all these boys in the church. Basically, the title was something about being married to a gay pastor or some shit. So long story short, my former friend, Jocelyn, he was fucking them, he was molesting them, he was fingering them, he was doing all, yes, on Boulevard, Latanya Miles. Come on, Latanya Miles, you picking up what I'm putting down. So my former friend used to go to that church on Boulevard. And he was the minister of music over there, praise and worship leader, rather. So long story short, I said to him one day, because I did a blog post about James Cleveland. And I said how James Cleveland had this music ministry. I can't remember what, but you can Google this. I ain't gonna never tell you something I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm only gonna tell you what I know. Yes, come on, Levi. You come on back. Let me get up there. You done ran ahead of me, but that's exactly where I'm going with it. So James Cleveland had this music ministry. And it was supposed to be a music ministry at his church that was supposed to help young boys, not young girls, not girls and boys, but it was supposed to usher young boys into music if they had an interest or passion for music. Well, this is the way that he was praying, Preying, on these little boys. Not praying, but praying. He was praying on these little boys through this little music academy. And he was molesting them. And so what ended up, or fucking them. And what ended up happening was, because see, Jocelyn, this is why I got to make it plain and say fucking them. Because one of them little boys, he infected with HIV. So he was fucking them boys. And thank you, Susan. I'm not going to tell y'all if I don't know what I'm talking about, I ain't going to speak on it. He was fucking them little boys. And one of them little boys that he was fucking, he had adopted. So he was adopting these boys, some of these boys too. And he ended up infecting one of the boys. Well, here's the thing. It's such a small world because one of my friends who lives in L.A. knows that boy. The man, he's a grown man now. One of my friends knows him and verified, yes, that was what happened. He ended up suing James Cleveland. They settled out of court, but he never really got any money. He never really got any money. But that guy that he fucked, that he adopted and fucked and infected, ended up getting strung out on drugs. Probably with all of the shit that, just tormented. He ended up getting strung out on drugs. And one of my friends knows that boy, knows that man. So that part is true. And so same kind of scenario was happening with Eddie Long. I'm coming on back to my Eddie Long point. Eddie Long had this, just like James Cleveland had that music academy. Eddie Long had some program called the Longfellow Academy. Google it. You think I'm lying? Google it. He had a program called the Longfellow Academy. And it was supposed to mentor young boys. These boys who were from single parent households, who didn't really have father figures, and it was supposed to mentor them and blah, blah, blah. Well, them same little boys, he was molesting. It was like 7 of them that came forward. It may have been more than that, but it was only 7 of them that came forward. These 7 boys, they all didn't know each other. They all did not know each other. Thank you, Pat. And I've told you guys many times before, when 2 people who don't know each other cannot tell the same lie. So these little boys were from different cities. Some of them were here, but they didn't know each other. But they had very similar stories of how he seduced them, Eddie Long. But guess what? Some of you church zealots didn't want to believe that these boys were telling the truth. They were lying and this, that, and the third. And ooh, no, not my pastor. Ooh, no, not my bishop, because he does so much in the community. So you just couldn't believe it. You didn't want to believe it. You didn't want to believe it because that's your pastor. And he had done all this stuff in the community, and he was a man of God, and all that bullshit y'all tell yourselves when you want to be in denial. But see, here's the thing, Danetta. I'm going to come back to your point when you say you blame the parents too. Sometimes you can, but sometimes you can't. And I'm going to tell you why you can't sometimes. Eddie Long, so his members of the church were all on the news. When this scandal really hit the fan, it was big in Georgia. I know it hit national news, but it was big in Georgia. His church members didn't want to believe it. They were still going to the church in record numbers. That y'all would show up on the news. The newscasters would be asking y'all about it. Y'all were staunch believers in Eddie Long. Go sit there and say them 7 boys were lying. Why would they lie about that? Same thing I'm telling you, Patrice Tudor. I could see if it was 1 or 2 of these white women that were saying this about Bill Cosby, but 40 and 50 women, child, good night. He did it. So they asked this one black woman on the news. She was like, I just don't believe it. That's my pastor, and I'm standing by my pastor. Why the reporter say, well, would you leave your son alone with him? That bitch she had nothing to say. Nothing to say. So that's what I say to you guys about this R. Kelly thing. Y'all don't think anything wrong with it. Would you leave him? Would you leave your underage daughter with him? You know, these young girls got these big titties and this ass. They look like grown women. Would you leave them with R. Kelly? Now, I'm going to tell you why you can't always blame the parents. Because, again, remember the Longfellow Academy was supposed to be a program for young boys who were from single-parent households. There were single mothers raising these boys, and it was supposed to be a leadership program. And you got to remember, these women, a lot of these women that go to the church, they admire this pastor. They look up to this pastor. He has influence. He has power. He has money. And some of y'all get all starstruck by these mega pastor church. Good luck. So you got to think about it in that instance when you got these single mothers. They done worked hard all day. They just need a relief. They know they need a man figure, a male figure in the lives of their young boys. And you got this pastor that's coming to you and saying, hey, I'm gonna take him under my wing. I'm gonna give him some guidance. Most of you would say, oh, sure, go ahead. Go ahead with Eddie Long to Africa. Oh, he getting an experience. He getting out of this neighborhood. Most of you would be okay with that because this is somebody that you trust and somebody that you should be able to trust. But he took advantage. So you can't just say, oh, well, these parents are responsible too. You can't really say that. You can't really say that. But what I will say is, y'all better stop deifying these pastors. Keep on deifying these pastors. Same kind of scenario happened up there in Baltimore, my hometown, with Jamal Bryant. Jamal Bryant. They swept that up under the rug. He supposedly got some young girl pregnant. I'm going to tell you what I know. Because one of my mom's closest girlfriends worked at the church. She worked in the church. She idolized this man. She loved this man. And when this whole thing came out, and somebody asked me how tall am I? I'm 6 feet. So, when this whole thing about Eddie Long came out, it was LaTracy. When this whole thing came out about Jamal Bryant up there in Baltimore, she couldn't even stomach it anymore. She couldn't even Jamal Bryant wasn't messing with little boys. He was messing with young girls while he was married. And rumor has it, he impregnated this young girl, and they sat his ass down. They sat him down because she was a member at the church. She came up pregnant. Then the girl, you didn't see her coming no more. Now, according to my mother's friend who worked for the church, she was just like, we don't know if supposedly they asked her to abort the baby. They were trying to get her to get rid of the child. It was a mess. It was a mess. And Datis, my mother's friend who worked at the church, she was so hurt by it. She was like, oh, Gladys, I just can't stand going to the church anymore. I just don't know if I can go anymore. And I'm just like, well, girl, you didn't think he was infallible, did you? You did. Now, I'm not saying that what he did was excusable. But what I'm saying is, why do y'all deify these pastors? I don't understand why y'all deify these pastors. They are people. They are people. And they always try to preach on things to distract you. And that's why I tell you, I have a relationship with God. I'm not interested in church. I'm not saying you shouldn't go to church, because I know y'all got some of y'all think I'm telling y'all not that you shouldn't eat meat. I do think that you shouldn't eat meat, but you think I'm trying to control you. I'm not trying to control you. I'm just saying, as for me and my household, this whole idea of church and religion, you got to be able to separate what you know for God, know about God for yourself and what they're telling you. You got to be able to separate, because I'm telling you, they will speak on things to distract you. Because while he all up there talking about all this other stuff, he up here adultering. Sir, you have a wife and children. And you in here tapping some young girl who you didn't use your platform to seduce this young girl. And I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to make it plain, just like with me. And I'm not being funny when I say this. I'm being really serious. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but beep, beep. When I tell you my inbox be loaded, my inbox be loaded. From the pokes, I don't understand what that poking and shit is about on Facebook. From the pokes to the inbox message, hey, how you doing? To you trying to call me on Facebook Messenger. I'm not answering those phone calls. Please stop. Please stop calling me on Facebook Messenger. But do you think that I could do the same? I could do the same thing. I could use this platform to be fucking the boys in the way that these pastors use their platforms and their influence to fuck the boys. Oh, LaTanya Miles, child, they be sending ass pictures through here. They be sending phone numbers. They be trying, child. But what I'm saying is, I don't want to use this platform as a way to be hooking up. Yeah, you know, like the messages that they be messaging even in here. And y'all be like, oh, he trying to take you on a date. Oh, he trying to take you to lunch. Child, cut that out. Listen, we live in a world of screenshots, Instagram. You won't have no message from me talking about, oh, Craig sent me this message. Oh, You won't get me. You don't need to talk about that. You don't need to talk about that. Texting me, telling me, oh, you so sexy. Oh, you just so, ooh. Oh, you so, ooh. I'm single too, and I be lonely sometimes, and maybe we can get together and meet, and oh, we can talk. Or this is what they do. This is what they do, Odyssey. Hey, I was interested in your books. How much are they? Okay, one book is $20, two is $36. This is me replying. One book is $20, two is $36, three is $54. If you inbox me, if you send me your email address, I can send you the Cash App request, or you can just go ahead and Cash App the money. Oh, okay. Well, which one? Them. Well, which book should I start with? Well, you should start with Words Never Spoken. It's my first book. It's about all of the things that shaped and changed my life. It's my parents' divorce, my sister's drug addiction. Oh, okay. All right. Well, really, I messaged you because I think you're really handsome, and I was just wondering if I could get to know you. Bitch, don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't be acting like you trying to be interested in these books. And then she said, hi, Greg. Tiki, who is Greg? Girl, I'm Craig. Girl, who is Greg? Is she on the wrong Facebook Live? Don't play with my money. Don't be acting like you about to message me because you trying to get a book and then you really just trying to get stabbed. You just trying to get some dig. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. That's like when I first started out, I told you guys I used to sell my books through Jack. Jack is a gay mobile app. It's like Tinder, but it's all gay. And so I used to promote on there and, whatever. I've sold more books on Jack than I have on Amazon. And so I would do it just like I do now. They would send me money through PayPal or wherever, and then I would ship the books. Well, every now and then you had one of the fast ones. They'd be like, well, can I just meet you in person? I want to meet you in person. I actually want to get the book in person. And I'd be like, okay, we can meet in person. So I'd meet him at a gas station or I'd meet him at a CVS or something. But I would always take somebody with me, one of my friends or whomever. And then I show up with me and one of my friends, and they're like, oh. And you only buying a book. Well, can I get your number so I can call you? Look, they were like, can I get your number so I can call you after I read it and let you know what I think? No, but here's my email address. It's right here on the back of the book. Go ahead and send me an email. I'll look forward to it. Thanks again for supporting me. Come on, let's go. Like, what? Anyway, I don't know how I got all the way over there. We were talking about James Cleveland, Eddie Long, and Tabernacle Church, and Jamal Bryant. Y'all better stop letting these pastors beguile you. There's a word, beguile. I don't mind if somebody is trying to talk to me, but don't try to pull me in like you trying to buy a book or you interested in the book. Come straight. Like, hey, what's up? My name is Craig. I'm trying to get to know you. Are you dating somebody? That's how you come up to me. You come up to me. You say something to me. Like, don't be trying to placate that shit. That shit is a fucking turnoff. Don't try to act like you trying to buy a book and then you like, well, I'm really just trying to get to know you. Well, then motherfucker say that. Like, no. And I can tell you yes or no. If I'm interested or not. See, y'all like to play these games with these people. I ain't got time to be playing games with people. Let me know what it is. I give it to you straight up, no chasing. How you doing? I'm interested. How do I get to know you? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be doing all them stupid ass games. Cause if you come at me like that, I'm looking at you as a customer. I'm looking at you as a customer, not a potential date. Yes, be grown. And let me look at my list. What else I got over here? Exactly. Oh, this is a new Tiffany. Tiffany Arch. Is it Archangel? Tiffany Archangel. I'm a lot to take in. So listen, this was on my heart today too. Because there was a time, excuse me. There was a time when who was I talking to? Oh, I was talking to Tanya Miles today. And I was saying to her, I said, you know what, I'm gonna tell you guys something that I don't know, it was just kind of on my mind. Well, I had a friend who needed rental assistance. And I don't know if you know this, but in your city, there are agencies that will help you pay your rent. Not only will they help you pay your rent, they'll help you pay your mortgage if you're behind in your mortgage or your rent. Now, the way that you find out now I can't tell you what's going on in your city, but I can tell you what's going on in my city. I know, let me go sit down. Sorry. Look at Valerie, her bossy self. Ooh! Ah! Ooh, my laptop fell. That made me nervous. My legs sore. Okay, so there are agencies that will help you pay your rent. Oh yeah, Jocelyn. Every now and then I will post homonyms. Those are homonyms. Words that sound alike, but they're spelled differently. Now, the way that you find them, now I know them in Atlanta, but I don't know them anywhere else. But the way that you find them, I sure do need a nice massage, is you call 311. You call 311 or you call the United Way. The 311 will usually connect you to the United Way in your city. And you tell them that you need rental assistance or mortgage assistance. Now, when Obama was in office, he earmarked millions of dollars for this type of rental assistance. Remember when they bailed out the auto industry and all of that stuff, where they put money aside for regular people like us? So there's money sitting there. Now that motherfucker in the office now, I don't know if it's still money there. Okay, so California is 211. Okay, but yeah. So there are organizations that will help you with your money, with your mortgage and stuff. So I know sometimes, you might be falling on hard times and you don't, your back is against the wall and you don't know where to look or to turn. So it just was on my heart today. And I said, well, let me mention it tonight because somebody might need their rent paid because rent is coming up. Rent is coming up in about a week. So you might need a little rental assistance. And, hopefully that'll help somebody. And, yeah. Now, I'm about to get off here. It's 10:30. I got on here. I don't know what time it was, but I'm hungry. So now I need to make me something to eat. Well, I'll probably just eat some of them beans. I need to come to New Jersey. It's a few places that I need to come to, really. There are a few places that I really need to come to. Yes, you can get help through social services. Yes, you just have to call and, get this information. There are organizations here that will help pay part of your rent. Some of them won't pay all of it. They'll say, well, we'll pay you part of it. Like there's an organization here called St. Vincent's de Paul. It's a church. And that's the other thing. I remember when I was on really, really hard times. And I was tithing at this church. This was years ago. I'm full with church like that now. I'm all for God and spirituality, but I am. So I was tithing at this church. I had just started tithing and stuff. I was like, well, let me try something different. And then I fell on hard times. And I needed help with my rent. And a friend of mine at the time worked at the church. He was the bishop's adjutant, assistant, right hand, you know. And he went to the church on my behalf. So they gave me $100. What am I going to do with this? What am I going to do with this? So anyway, they gave me $100. I was grateful at the time. But then my friend said to me, well, they're going to give you a little bit more. They're going to give you a little bit more. And I was like, okay. So then a couple weeks later, they went on and gave me $400, right? They gave me $400. And so the deacon who gave me the money, he had it all rolled up. He said, look, put this in your pocket. He said, don't be showing it. He said, look, you can't come back. You can't come back. Like, he made it clear. Like, he was all cold and shit. So I had gone over here to this St. Vincent de Paul. I had never been to this church before. I had never tithed over there before. When I say them white folks were like, how much money you need? Now, I know the circumstances are different from a black church, a white church. I understand economics are different. But I'm just like, you would think that this black church that I had been going to, tithing, would have been like, okay, well, how much you need? Okay, we're going to go ahead and give you this, help you with this rent this one time. But when I tell you that little St. Vincent de Paul church was like, well, okay, well, we can pay half of it for you. But did you need food also? We have food. We can give you some food. Like, they were just like so accommodating. And it just made me, that whole experience made me think about the black church differently. It made me think about how we tithe and give all of this money, because I don't do it. And you've been going to the same church for years. Your whole family goes there. You tithing. You giving your money. You volunteering for their ministries and services and whatever. And then if you fall on hard times, can you actually go to them and get assistance if you have a college-age child and you can't pay their tuition? Because can you honestly say that your church is gonna come together and say, you know what, we're gonna help Sister Valerie Jack Taylor pay her daughter's college tuition because she's been here for 10 years and she's been faithfully tithing, and we can count on her when we... Most of y'all can't say that. Can you honestly say if you lost your job and you needed rent or you needed to pay your mortgage that they're going to actually help you? And that's when I started to look at church differently. It's like, now I've been coming to this church tithing. Now, mind you, I hadn't been tithing that long, but still I was tithing. If nothing else, give me my little couple $100 that I put in here back. But it's like, you're going to tell me don't come back. Like, really? Usually the churches that will do that are usually like the little small churches. Those are the ones. But when you get to these mega churches, they ain't trying to help nobody. And I just feel like the things that will make God smile, the things that would honestly make God smile, if these churches would reinvest that money and actually create a fund for young thinkers and thought leaders to go to college. These young people that want to go to college and buy up some of these old ass, abandoned ass houses in these ghettos, in these hoods, and then rent those out to like a single mother. You know what I'm saying? Do some shit with the money. You know what I'm saying? Building all these damn big ass churches. Raise that money and reinvest back in the community. And then, see, that's my thing. That's why I'm so conflicted by this whole gentrification thing. I'm on a roll tonight. I was about to get off of here. Like, thank you. Is that Teola Porch? Here's the other thing. I'm so conflicted by gentrification because, yes, it is rooted and steeped in white supremacy and racism, because it's just basically white people coming and saying, look, we want this neighborhood back. Y'all need to go ahead and move. They building up, or they building up the neighborhood, or the property taxes go up because then they revitalize the community. And then your grandmother, my grandmother can't afford to stay in that neighborhood anymore, so then they move out. On one hand. But then on the other hand, it's like, okay, the black church makes all this money from y'all every week. Why they can't go into these neighborhoods and buy up some of this damn property and then rent it out, low income, to our people or, first-time home buyers, sell the house back to them. Like, it's like we act like we don't know how to do shit. That's the shit that burns me up about us. The last time I went to, hey there, Dwayne Goodlife. First time viewer, keep coming back, keep coming back. I'm here Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. But here's the other thing. The last time I went to New Birth, which was Eddie Long's church, the mega church, they were raising $60 million because they were trying to build that church that they're in now. And I'll never forget. I was there, saw it with my own eyes. I went to church. I was by myself. And they had a full-on projection. Good night, Samantha. They had a full-on projection screen. And they were doing like a PowerPoint presentation. They were like, okay, so look, we raised $10 million because we sold our old building. Like they had this shit itemized. Like they were talking about, oh, you're in Atlanta, Teola? Yeah, see, I'm telling the truth. So they had this whole slideshow up on the screen. And so the end goal was $60 million. They were trying to raise $60 million that was going to furnish the new church, that was going to build the new church, everything they needed to do. They were going to put some child care center. It was all this shit for $60 million. And I'll never forget them saying, now we could go to Bank of America for a loan, but why we got to go and get a loan from Bank of America? We believe we can build this church right here. And you need to learn how to bless God's house. Because if you want God to bless your house, then you got to bless his house. First of all, God ain't told all y'all to go build no church. And I just remember thinking in that moment, I'm sure that there are people in this church right now who have lost their jobs, who could really use a hand up from this church. There are people in this church who probably can't pay their rent. They're probably single mothers in here, probably need food and shit. And they got to go down to the food stamp office and be demoralized by them nasty people that sometimes work at the food stamp office. Not my girl Aletha in here because, we got a DFCS employee in here. Not you, girl. Don't be messing with my food stamps. But instead of her having to go down there and get humiliated, why can't y'all provide this woman some groceries and stuff? Child care. Free child care. Y'all got money to be raising, to be building a church? Put that money into hiring some people that these people can have some free child care. So anyway, they raised $10 million from the old church. They raised $10 million from tithes and offerings. And they needed another like $40 million. And they were trying to project when they could bring, they had this timeline up there when they could bring the rest of the money in. I said, you know what? And that was the last time I went to that church. I was so disappointed. And it just made me think about church as a whole, mega churches as a whole. Right, don't be messing with my food stamps. Yeah, because I still collect my food stamps. I may have written 3 books, but trust and believe, I use my food stamps tonight at Publix. Listen, I need the government to help me push this dream forward. Amen. I need y'all to go ahead and order these books. If you don't want to send the money through the Cash App, you don't have to do that. The books are available on Audible. This one is coming. But Words Never Spoken, I narrated. I'm reading it. They're also on Amazon. You can download it to your iPad, your Kindle. However you want to do it. I appreciate the support. But it just made me think about church, the black church, differently. No, I ain't sharing my food stamps now. Yeah, they flying around here in private jets and stuff. Like, my thing is, I just think that we need to learn how to appropriate the money differently. Is that Chinway? Chinway, I like that. I think we need to learn how to appropriate the money differently. And instead we spending money on these churches. I'm talking about these churches. They spending money on these planes and these Bentleys and things. And here's another thing that they need to do with some of these churches. Open up a black-owned grocery store so that y'all can get off this pork diet. I said I wasn't going to talk about the meat, but they could be supporting some of these black and Hispanic farmers. Fantasy is what people want. Reality is what they need. Thank you, Chinwei. Fantasy is what people want. Reality is what they need. We need to have our own grocery store. See, that's how you build the community. That's how you do that. Black-owned grocery stores. We need to farm our own shit, our produce. Okay? Black-owned grocery stores. Listen, I'm telling you, there are so many young women, young black women, black and brown women, who would really like a chance to be able to go back to school or whatever, but they're a single mother or whatever. They could be using some of this money that they're raising in these churches. They could be using some of this money they're raising in these churches to send some of these young girls back to school and to provide paid daycare for these young mothers. Like, what y'all doing with this church money? I don't know what y'all doing. But wait till these books hit the bestseller list. I'm gonna do some things. I'm gonna show y'all how to make money move. I'm gonna show you how to reinvest. But on that note, let me get off of here. I got to find me. I got to figure out what I'm gonna eat. I'm really not hungry, but I know I need something else. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna take a shower because my nuts are hot. I've been at the gym. My skin is a little salty. I need to wash my face. You gonna buy some what, Latanya Miles? You gonna buy some what? If you're interested in purchasing the books, my Cash App is The Writer. No, I don't eat meat, Chinwei. I eat seafood, but I don't eat meat, and I don't eat dairy. I'm pescatarian. But if you want to purchase the books, you can. If you want to come through me, you can. You don't have to. Hey there, Carol Cole. Thank you so very much for your sweet message. I'm going to screenshot your message, and I'm going to post it because I use those as like reviews of the books. So thank you. But Carol Cole sent me the most beautiful message today. She said that she had to put on her big girl panties and to finish reading the books. She said because there were moments where she laughed, there were moments where she cried, and when she cried, she had to put on her big girl panties. She said, I just love your growth and all that you've accomplished and all that you've done. I just wish I knew you then, and just whatever. It was really sweet. I really appreciate when you guys send me messages about how you feel and what you think about the books. So thank you for being here tonight. I appreciate you being here tonight, especially you first timers. A lot of you are here for the very first time. Denise Dasher, the first book is called Words Never Spoken, a memoir. And then the sequel is called One Thing for Certain, Two Things for Sure, a memoir continued. That's actually me right there. That's me. And then the third book is called So Much to Say, a book of quotes. I don't have one right here, but it's a book of quotes. Relationship quotes, encouragement quotes, and wisdom quotes. I'm not selling none of my food stamps, so stop asking. I need my food stamps. I might need some of them food stamps for June 2nd for the live podcast. We're doing a live podcast on June 2nd. So we're going to have a conversation just like this in person on June 2nd in Atlanta. Okay? If you're interested in coming, the details, there's a link up here. There's an Eventbrite up here. And it's also pinned down here. Click on that for your ticket. We're going to have food. We're going to have an open bar. Cammy Cakes, the dessert place, they're going to sponsor the desserts. Denise, if you're going to do one book, it's $20. 2 books is $36, so that makes them $18. And if you get all 3 books, it's $54, so that makes them $18 each. I pay for the shipping. Just inbox me your shipping address. If you don't know how to use the Cash App, inbox me your email address, and I'll send you the Cash App request. But make sure you send me your shipping address, and I'll ship the books out to you tomorrow. But again, they're available through Amazon if you prefer to go that route. Also, all of the e-readers, Kindle, and then I also narrate on audible.com. Thank you, Sharon Campbell. I appreciate it. Hopefully you guys heard something tonight to get your wheels moving. That's why I opened every video with good day thinker, thought leader, progressive, and dreamer, because I want to provoke you to think about something that perhaps you haven't thought about. Perhaps you came in here tonight with biases about gay people, and perhaps maybe I changed your mind about that. Maybe you have a gay son, a daughter, a niece, a neighbor, and maybe this conversation will bring you just a little bit closer. Hey girl, hey Hannah, all right? Hey, Marlon, I didn't know you were here for that conversation. I'm glad you were here for that. I appreciate that. I'm going to talk about that again, too. But yeah, so I just believe that I was called to try to shift consciousness, you know, through my work, through this. And so every night when I get down on my knees to pray, I always ask God to use my words, use my voice, use my gift, use me to reach, teach, and heal. So on that note, thank you guys for coming in. I'll be on here tomorrow, 9 p.m. Share the video, please. Share the video. And I'll see you then. All right? Bye. Don't forget to brush your teeth, floss your teeth, brush your tongue. Because if you're not brushing your tongue, then you haven't really brushed your teeth. You all in somebody's face with that hot-ass breath, and you wondering why. Well, I just brushed my teeth, but did you brush your tongue? Walmart is still open. Go and get you one of them tongue scrapers. Get you some cold-pressed, virgin, organic, unrefined coconut oil. Take about a teaspoon, swish it around in your mouth for about 10 minutes while you're watching TV. You know, it whitens your teeth. It fights against bacteria and it prevents cavities. Now, if you got cavities and shit in your mouth already, it's not going to take the cavities away. It's not going to do all of that. But it will prevent cavities. Make sure you get up and brush your teeth. It's 10:45 where I am in Atlanta. If you're already in bed and you got corn curls and potato chips and Kit Kats, get up and sweep out those crumbs and brush your teeth. All right? See you tomorrow. Bye.